Imagine yourself for a second stepping away from a YouTube channel that's accumulated almost 60 million views. It's just something you don't see. There's been studies that have been put out asking the next generation which is the most desirable of careers, and again, YouTuber, influencer, social media personality comes up.
Hi AD, I'm Emma Chamberlain, and welcome to my house.
And it makes sense. The lifestyle, the freedom, it's very attractive. And so people on social media, on TikTok, on YouTube are just trying to get their big break, to finally break through, to have the dream career that they've always wanted. But today I'm going to tell you the story of the young man who stepped away from it all. The question is, why did he do it? And also I want to share with you why it was such a wake-up call for me personally, as someone who does this as my full-time gig. This video is made possible by the Daily Disciple Club on Patreon. To support my mission of equipping people to follow Jesus daily, join Patreon today. Now, I came across Iron Inquisitor a few months back when he went undercover into Kenneth Copeland's church.
This is me at Eagle Mountain International Church, a non-denominational church in Texas. It's run by Kenneth Copeland, a pastor worth over $750 million. After 2 hours of singing, worshiping, and hearing the sales pitch, it was time to donate. They played this feel-good interlude almost as an attempt to numb you as you dump your hard-earned money into their pockets.
Let's go. There's miracles. Bruh. I think it's just awesome infiltrating these terrible, terrible churches and exposing them for what they are. Tax havens and a means to get another private jet for old King Copeland.
Put your hand on your head like that. Bald spots, I call you gone. Hair! Grow! Hair! Grow!
Now, to be totally real with you, I've seen a bunch of this guy's videos and I appreciate what he's doing. I think they're interesting, but I often don't agree with a lot of what he's saying. He is a Roman Catholic. I'm not Roman Catholic, so we differ pretty significantly in theological terms. That being said, he hasn't been afraid in dialoguing with Protestants that I've found really interesting. But 3 weeks ago, I was scrolling YouTube as I tend to do, and he put out this video, my last video. Now, I've seen this kind of clickbait used by YouTubers before. I figured he was just launching his hydration beverage or subscription service or chocolate bar. But really, I just kind of thought that he'd probably just taking a step back, became burnt out a little bit and needs to take a step back on videos, but we'll be back in no time to, crank out more stuff. That tends to be how it goes.
This is my last video. After hundreds of shorts, reels, interviews, I'm shutting down my channel. Let me explain. For those of you who are new, I'm Randall, I'm 26 years old, and I'm from California. Over the past year, I've made hundreds of videos explaining and defending the Catholic faith, with the ultimate goal of bringing people to heaven. You see, I wasn't always a practicing Catholic. I grew up in a Catholic home, went to Catholic school for 13 years, but I never really lived out my faith. I went through the motions. The verse that hit me like a truck was Revelation 3:15, where Jesus says it's better to be hot or cold, but not lukewarm. I realized I was being a hypocrite. I tried so hard academically, athletically, but not my faith. I treated God like a vending machine, only talking to him when I needed something.
Now, he goes into more of his story and how he got involved in the Roman Catholic Church, but my video isn't really about Catholic versus Protestant. I want to get to a bigger point here.
Last year, I was in a creative rut. Then, in May of 2024, I was on my way to adoration, and it hit me. If Christ is so important to me, it's part of my identity, why not just make a YouTube channel about it? That's when I started Iron Inquisitor. And within 4 months, I was talking to Trent Horn, Jimmy Akin, Catholic Answers, and the rest is a blur. But I haven't been at peace. I keep asking myself, why am I doing this? Why do I make videos? Why do I serve as an altar server or a catechist? My ultimate goal in life is to get to heaven and to bring others along with me. And while media is powerful, a few years ago, it dawned on me, what more direct way to do this than by offering the sacraments, the Eucharist, confession, as a priest? So today, I quit my job. I'm shutting down this channel because I am entering the diocesan seminary. I'm excited. I'm also terrified. From thinking I'd get married to traveling the world, doing this whole influencer thing. It's now spending at least a year offline. It's bittersweet to say the least. But as a priest once told me, don't fall in love with the gifts, fall in love with the gift giver.
Although this video isn't about Protestantism and Catholicism, I can't help but note this. He says his primary goal is to go to heaven one day, and this would just be evidence of our supreme theological differences here, because as a Protestant, as someone who believes that it's by grace through faith, not of our own doing. It is a gift from God, not of works. It's not a goal that I can ascertain or even have to go to heaven, because it's a work of God. It's his own forgiveness and redemption and atonement on my behalf that brings me to heaven, that allows me to enter heaven. I can't help but not mention that, but let's get back to the main point. Even though I disagree with Randall's theology, it's evident here that he is making a sacrifice. There's no doubt about that. I think it's a wake-up call for all of us who feel like we've made it or we've ascertained some kind of dream is, would we be willing to let that go in pursuit of Christ, in pursuit of a deeper relationship to him? Like, that's a huge wake-up call. I think about what it says in Matthew. This is Matthew 6:19. Do not lay up for yourself treasures on earth where moth and rust destroy and where thieves break in and steal, but lay up for yourself treasures in heaven where neither moth nor rust destroy and where the thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. For me, I'm asking myself, have I clung on to so much of the identity of like being a Christian YouTuber that I wouldn't want to give it up? Like, I hold that more valuable than my identity in Christ and serving him. I think about what Jesus said to his disciples in Matthew 16. Then Jesus told his disciples, if anyone would come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. For whoever would save his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life will, for my sake, will find it. For what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and yet forfeit his soul? Or what shall a man give in return for his soul? I want to ask you, like personally, what is that thing that you'd be scared to give up? You would be terrified if God asked you to sacrifice. And maybe he's not asking you to give it up right now, but I think in that question, it reveals an idol in our heart. Are you clinging so tightly to the gift that God has given you that you've made it an idol in place of the giver? Thanks for watching this video, guys. Until next time, God bless.